Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CONCAFA Soccer Pod. I am one of your hosts, Bubba Gumpino, joined by two footy legends, two CONCACAF members, two men. Well, one will be taking the pitch, one will be on the sidelines coaching with me, Geoff Cameron and Brek Shea. How we doing, lads?
Fuck, you could be better, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could be. I'm double espresso.
It's all right.
I'm in North Carolina already.
Oh, boots on the ground, Brek Shea.
We're joining
On the
tomorrow,
ground.
right, Gumpy? We're joining tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, for the team dinner. Give you guys a nice little morale speech.
Love it.
I got one. Sounds like Coach Miola's fucking dialed in. Anyways, should be all right.
Hell yeah.
Well, he's
After we played 18 this morning, so I gave him shit for not inviting me, but whatever.
Guy got 18 in and carry already today.
Oh, dialed in.
Please tell me he was walking through the lobby with his fucking clubs.
I don't know. I just heard through Grella, so I was.
Oh, Grella was
sad.
out there with him?
Shock.
No. But I texted Grella. I said, cheers for the invite. And he goes, I didn't even get the invite.
I love everyone just spending a week in Carey is all time. Fuck it. See you in a week.
Next time we just got to rent a big, huge Airbnb house.
Yeah, feels like the move. How do we feel about PSG? Absolutely kicking the shite out of Inter Milan. Those disgusting yellow tarps. Game was over before it started when they came out in those, fellas.
I enjoyed those tarps.
If they went to Inter Classic jerseys, I don't know.
I don't think they could have. They had no choice though. With
I
what
know,
PSG
I know.
wears, they were fucked.
PSG fucked them on it, you know. They did one.
They also fucked him on the field, so.
Buddy.
Yeah, true. They were. I'll tell you what. The worst start. Gump. We were texting. It could have been the worst start for Inter. I mean, they go down early. The momentum there. I mean, down 2 in 15, 20 minutes. That's Champions League final. You didn't have it, and then you think they found they had a few opportunities just on the corner kicks for set piece. You think they might get one, and then boom, like PSG just blew away. They ran out of ideas, options. I do think Inter was poor on their performance.
Yeah.
But I think PSG played so fucking well, and they were pristine.
PSG, hands down, was the best team in the tournament. I mean, they ran the fucking gauntlet to get to the final, first of all.
Yeah.
They beat every fucking English team. And then you talk about Inter Milan, they have that unbelievable game with Barca, get through. And it's a stupid way to think, but the whole time I'm thinking, man, if Barcelona was in this game, it would be fucking insane. Which, hats off to Inter. They beat them. You know, I can't say shit. But, like, Inter Milan's form over the last little while hadn't been great besides knocking out Barcelona. Like, they ended up losing the league title. So you could say the writing was on the wall, but I just think PSG was just... And it was cool to see because PSG, Mbappe, gone. They couldn't win it with Messi, gone. They couldn't win it with Neymar, gone. It's like, it was cool to see them win it and it be just like a team. Like, you could say Dembele was their star, but on the day he wasn't.
But was he? Was he? Yeah.
Like, everybody.
They're young. They have a fucking really good squad coming up.
And Enrique is a great coach.
And you know what? Like, I learned more. Obviously, the whole internet went fucking wild with the story with his daughter. I mean, like, that is, as a father.
You didn't know about that?
No, I knew about it, but I'm saying, like, it's even more so. Like, it's more touching now.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then did you know about his assistant coach that lost his wife? So his assistant coach has been with him for years, lost his wife same year. So obviously they had something like, you know, special, you could say, that they could relate to in some capacity. And that's where it was like the assistant coach gave each other like the biggest fucking hug. And you could see it, man. Like, that's, you know, what PSG did with the flag and the painting that picture. It was like, that's fucking powerful. Like, and that's where, like, football, what it means to people, and you know, that outlet of having, no matter what, you have it going on in your life, that at the end of the day, like, football's an outlet, and you can, it's something you love. And obviously that's why we're talking football, because we love the fucking game.
You think about how good PSG was for how long they've been. Like, they've dominated the league forever. And this is the first time they've ever won the Champions League. They win the quadruple, which is also insane.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's like, it's going to go down as, the best PSG team. And now, like, they set the standard for this club now. The president, he came out and said, like, this is it. And I loved when they asked him, I forget who asked him, like, hey, what's Enrique's contract? He only has a 2-year deal.
Yeah. They're fucking, and the clip of him talking to Mbappe, talking about that's resurfacing too, telling him he's got to fucking track back and play.
Jordan sacrificed him.
Yes, dude. Like, it was very cool. And I'm happy for PSG, man. I didn't really have if Inter Milan won, it would have been what it was. I didn't really have a dog in the race, but I think it was cool for PSG to win the Champions League. I think they deserve to in the grand scheme of things as well.
Yeah, I think them coming out and starting that well and scoring early after securing the French league weeks ago. So, like, you have a lot of these games where you could just relax. It doesn't mean anything. And obviously to keep your momentum and the team vibe and everything going into this game was just, I guess, shows what Luis Enrique and what it means to all of them together.
And then obviously the scenes in Paris. I mean, that sucks, dude.
Oof, what a place.
It happened in Liverpool too, though. Like, seems like every parade now, and every time somebody wins something, they're just
don't go to a parade. It's actually insane.
Like,
and that takes all the good about it.
It sucks, man. Like, how long Paris been waiting to win the Champions League, and that kind of doesn't take away from it, but it's just shitty that stuff like that happens when it has to do with sports.
I mean, I can't wait for the parade down here in South Florida for the Panthers going back to back, but shit, I ain't going to that. There's a chance something happening? No chance.
Dude.
Come on,
it's gonna be a good series.
Need the Cats after the Oilers knocked out my fucking Stars again.
But no, like, I kind of wanted. I had a soft spot for Inter, obviously, because our teammate Marko Nautovic was there, and kind of adding another Champions League to him, he'd be like, he'd be untouchable. But not see him get in the game. Obviously, it is what it is. But it would have been cool to see him out there on the pitch and get an opportunity to put it top bins. But credit. I didn't think PSG. I thought they were going to kind of blow it, right? Like, kind of be the PSG team, especially going, like you said, Gumpy, going through that gauntlet that they had to go through.
Beat every.
They didn't
English
have that
team.
walk in the park like some other teams did,
And they had those moments too. Is like they beat Liverpool in penalties. Think about the saves Donnarumma made to hold on against Aston Villa, dude. Aston Villa had them on the ropes. And then they beat Arsenal after Arsenal beat Real. Like, they didn't finish high because Liverpool finished top in the Champions League and they played them in the first knockout round. Like, they weren't high in the seeding going into it. So I think good for them, man. Hats off to them. They deserve to win. MLS.
Partying hard.
Yeah. MLS into Miami back, do we think, or no?
They'll go on a good run and then blow it again, per usual.
Man, a couple goals.
People think I'm a Messi hater. I'm not a Messi hater. I just hate Inter Miami. I just think they're set up there and what they're all about as, like, the organization. I think it's they're missing the plot. That's what I think. But look at all the players now, like, that have gone elsewhere and that are doing well. I think there's something that needs to be said, and people are afraid to say it in the organization of Inter Miami. It's really cool to have that badge, and Messi's Messi. Messi's going to be, and he's going to do things like that no other player can do, and he'll score his goals, and Suarez is going to do his thing. But at push comes to shove, there's going to be some time where they leave, and what happens, right?
I mean, I think it's the case of one of those things where it's a team where when things are going well, they're going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the second things start falling apart, you don't have enough people and too many big stars to grab somebody by the neck and be like, yo, let's get this shit together. So we've seen it twice this year already.
They say only gave up 1 goal. I mean, that's the first in a long time. They're always going to score. They just can't
That's a
fucking
positive.
defend.
For sure.
I still say Sergio Ramos. I don't know how they get it done. The guy was in Monterrey last year, dude. There's got to be a way.
Get him done. Like, get that deal, get it sorted out, and then I'll be the biggest Inter supporter.
And then LAFC wins that match. They have that comeback to make the Club World Cup. We talked about it as the $10 million match, but then all this shit comes out that the FIFA Club World Cup, the MLS teams aren't getting the money. Is that correct? Or the players aren't getting of it? Or it's all going to the league?
It's probably going to the league. Players might get a 1/16 of it, not even that. It's just crumbs, to be honest. And I think it's a poor look. And the players union, the MLS players union, is another subject for just shit. They don't do anything for the players. That they know this stuff happens. And, like the MLS and FIFA, they'll do all these things. They'll make the rules and kind of as they go, right? And that's why it's always been looked at as like kind of a Mickey Mouse setup. And now you have this situation where the MLS Players Union step up and say, hey, this isn't fair, so let's put a fucking T-shirt on and stand together. And
an Instagram post. Like it's going to change anything. It's been the same shit for 20 years, at least that I know of. Every time we're going to do something, and then all of a sudden they get a few breadcrumbs from the MLS and they accept it. And it's like, all right, we're making waves. We're getting positive. We're getting where we want to go, but it's like baby steps at a time. Like we need to stick together, or the players need to stick together and ask for change and to actually make change.
I mean, what if LAFC, Seattle, enter and they say, you know what, this is bullshit. We're not fucking playing in the tournament.
You think it would be the same for all the teams involved, not league by league, right? That would make more sense. It's the FIFA Club World Cup. You think it would be a FIFA decision? All these teams get this, the players get this. It should be the fucking same.
Yeah.
What league is not under FIFA sanction is the MLS.
Yeah,
it's its own.
Because
so you just make it up as they go.
Well, because MLS doesn't follow FIFA regulations. They don't follow the same umbrella. All the other clubs, everyone that's coming into the Club World Cup, all follow FIFA regulations.
Except for MLS?
Except for MLS. MLS do not follow FIFA
what a
regulations.
fucking gimmick, dude.
Mickey Mouse.
Legit.
So that goes through like free agency, contracts, all that stuff. And that's one of the main reasons why like the players union is supposed to be doing their job. Okay, for in this instance, like you have the Club World Cup, this is a fucking big deal. Now you have MLS clubs. Where are these players? Are they getting rewarded for it? Now the ownership might be private and say, hey, we'll give you this. We don't know that. But I'll tell you what, the league will take advantage of the players at any moment they can and to capitalize. And that's exactly what they're doing. And guess what? What about all the other teams that fought for this, an opportunity to get in here?
Also, think about being one of the players in that tournament. You know that not like an MLS team's going to have a hard time winning this tournament. I understand. I get it. Yes. But you're seeing that whoever wins this tournament is getting $100 million.
Yeah.
And then you're not getting fucking anything, dude. You're not getting anything. You're going to get fuck all. Yeah. They get you a new pair. You get a new pair of shinnies. That's
the third kit next year,
dude. Legit, that is brutal, man.
But fans don't know this, and they might look at it in a different way. Where I experienced in my first I think it was my second year in the league. We played the Super League, and it was like the first time an MLS team played in a Mexican team, and it was like for $1 million if whoever won the tournament. And it ended up becoming the Revs versus the Dynamo, and we ended up losing in the final. But as the team, both teams, we didn't go up and grab our trophy or runner-up trophy. We just walked off the field. And it was designed to get back at the league, because if a Mexican team won it, they were getting $1 million. The players were getting $1 million
each.
Like the team, not $1 million each,
Right.
but
So,
that
yeah.
million was going to
Spread out.
the team, right?
Yeah.
Now, if an MLS team got it, there was no other money. That wasn't going into our pocket. So we were playing extra games, and we got no other bonuses for those games that we played. We actually got nothing off of that. And no one will talk about it. So all these guys, did they pay? They just played an extra game. Are they getting paid for that? That was a big deal for the club. Seattle, you think they would get a nice little wedge for going to the FIFA World Cup, Club World Cup. So I just think it's bullshit the way things are handled, but it doesn't surprise me because they just make up shit as they go.
Yeah,
and that's the disappointing part.
If there's no one, but also you would think that a league would want to do right by its players. That's me being naive, but you would think in the grand scheme of things, when these players are playing all year round, there's no fucking breaks, and then they're going to play in this tournament and coming back to the league, like that could affect how they do in the league too, playing in this tournament.
For sure.
100%.
Right?
I mean, dude, we could go on this subject for forever. And, it would be great if we had the MLS Players Union on here. But with Bob Foose, I mean, he's been the president and running that since I was a rookie.
Still there, same guy.
Still there. And he's, they used to share an office with fucking Don Garber. Come on. Like, every time we've had an opportunity to a strike vote, we had a 392 vote to 2. And I remember we were in Brek. You remember we were in the middle of preseason, and we were going into the game, a preseason game, and basically like, hey, when we're done with this preseason game, we're going on fucking strike. All of a sudden, we get off the field. We get a message from our captain saying like, oh, by the way, it's all done and dusted. They agree to everything, and it was like same shit that you hear. They have like this relationship. I don't know. It's nothing ever changes. And then I end up leaving, coming to England for 10 years, come back. Same people. I'm in the room and I go, what has really changed? What has changed for the players? Oh, if you're a grandfathered in a veteran player that's been in the league for a couple of years, okay, you may have fucking free agency. Like it just, why are we so different compared to everyone else around the world? It's mind-boggling.
And the league's growing too. Like that's not an argument anymore. There's expansion teams all the time. Places are sold out all the time. Like I could understand if this was back in the day, and the game wasn't like the seats weren't packed and the stadiums weren't packed. But it's like the MLS is fucking massive, dude. You saw the scene it was for that LAFC game, man. Was bananas. That was wild.
It was the closest game that you could think of compared to like what we just watched over these last few weeks.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Miami's packed every night. Cincinnati's packed every night. Nashville, Seattle, Portland, San Diego. Pretty much everywhere you're talking about now, if not sold out, there's
except for New England.
I mean, the Revs are
crickets.
Buddy, the Revs are on the schneid.
But you're right, though. You think that, I mean, this is just a question for you, Gump. You think that there needs to be a change. If someone's running the Players Association, you have all these same people that's kind of in there. You think you need some fresh new blood. That one is that they don't have relationships with Don Garber, Todd Durbin, and fucking U.S. Soccer, and that they're going to go in there and be like a pit bull. And you need fresh blood to say, hey, you know what? We have to fight for these players and their rights and like not being taken advantage of.
Well, they also want to make this Club World Cup one of the biggest tournaments in the world. So it's not,
Yeah. And then the evaluation, right? We talked about the evaluation of clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. What about their assets on the field? When you pay a minimum salary for $150,000, all right, because that's a club that's valued over what?
And
exactly.
You're going
billion.
This is basically being labeled as the biggest club tournament, more or less. Like obviously the Champions League is to us, I get it, but in a worldwide thing, that's kind of what they've been spinning this as. And for these players to just for nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I think it's probably an honor to play in the tournament, obviously, but
Well, I think that's what they look at it
yeah,
like. Here,
that's
you
how
get
the
to play.
leagues. But it's like you just have to want to do right by your players, man, a little bit.
Hey, we'll give you a little medal. It's fine, and a little lanyard.
We'll just get you in there, dude.
The participation
Run that shit.
might be a participation ribbon.
No, but I just think it's like I think things haven't changed in that aspect, and they'll say, "Oh, we're making these headwaves." Okay, but let's take a picture and stand together and say, "Hey, this is not fair."
Yeah.
What the fuck does taking a picture and wearing a T-shirt do?
Well, yeah.
How about not fucking going out and playing the game?
And you're not gonna pull out of the tournament because the team's getting money too, right?
Right. If you want to grab the league by the balls and say, like, okay, grab by the balls, like, because at the end of the day, players union aren't doing anything, so players need to step up and say, hey, this is bullshit. We need something to change, and it will never change if you say, oh, it's okay. Hey, well, let's put a fucking workshop at the end of the year. You guys are great. Put a workshop.
That's not.
It's really,
you know what? That's you might have it there. You might have figured it out after
Yeah,
the World Cup. We'll get a fucking MLS workshop, and
yeah, we'll get a workshop sponsored by the Players Association. Right?
Is there never a vote on changes? That guy just keeps his job no matter what. There's nothing.
There's votes, but it's the same fucking people. You know, it's crazy. The guys will retire, then they'll end up they'll get a job with the Players Association, and they were the ones that were representing the team when it goes to those votes. And then what ends up, I mean, Brek, you've heard stories, I've heard stories, and I'm not going to fucking name drop anybody or say anything, but when it comes to the time to make a vote, all of a sudden they vote to cater to more of the MLS and then the other side. And then guess what happens? Fucking a year later, they retire. They're working for the league. Or they're working for the Players Union. And you
what
go,
about 2015?
That's so convenient. You know, like, hey, look at that. Now you're fucking representing them. Oh, well, we're here to take care of the players. And that's for me, like, I was the club captain at QPR, and I was a PFA member. And I was dealing through with all this shit during COVID when the clubs were fucking wanting to hold back money and pay and all that. And I saw what a players association like really was. And I'm telling you, the PFAs are the strongest union. They were fucking phenomenal. They were unreal. And guess what? Everybody got their fucking pay. And that's when clubs were trying to take advantage of players when they operate in the red and they're like, oh, we can't pay this. But some particular clubs are losing money every month. Well, they were just trying to say COVID cost them to lose the same money. So they tried to stop paying wages. And it was just like they were using that for an excuse when that's just the way they were operating. And the Players Union said, like, no. Players Association stepped up and said, fuck it, no chance. And it held them accountable. And I think that's where the MLS, if we want to grow this league and where the MLS is going right now in the trajectory, that the Players Association needs to step up and fucking clear house and get someone that hasn't been fucking sharing a room with Don Garber. You know, they share an office back when it started, you know?
Well said, sir. I was going to say 2015 when we were – no, I like that rant. That was well done. 2015 when they were doing it, we were aiming for free agency. And obviously the club reps went to, I think it was Vegas, and they were meeting with the league and everything. And we were about to strike. And then I think free agency came down to 28 years and older, and you had to be 8 years, so 28 and 8 to get free agency. And then all the reps for the teams were 8 years, 28 and over. So it's like, all right, all the guys in the room were happy. All the fucking guys at home were like, all right, good for you. So just shows how it works. It's like, all right, who's in that room and what's going on? And it doesn't make sense. But we got a little bit, so we're a little bit happy, but not everyone's happy.
I'm just glad it got
going like that, the same shit.
I'm just glad this got outed because I would have never known any of this shit about MLS. Like, obviously, you guys played in the league. I would have not known any of this shit. Yeah. So I'm glad this kind of got outed because is it supposed to be as big of a tournament it is? The league taking all the money, like I said, we could say it 100 times, is insane.
But
Well,
my
NHL
question,
had what? They had to go on strike for 7 months for them to make a big change. And
Yeah.
look at it now, sold out. Players are making minimums 500 grand. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I just think of FIFA, right? As in the organization that governs all of football around the world, right? You think them coming into the U.S. and to a market where, the MLS, the USL here, this and that, you'd think that they would say, you know what? If you want to be a part of this, you have to follow by law the FIFA regulations now.
Yeah.
Like no other bullshit, no other like, hey, MLS rules, grandfathered fucking DPs, this, DPs that. No, now you're following FIFA rules,
You think?
FIFA sanctions, and then guess what? I think personally that would be the best case scenario for FIFA to say, you know what, hey, you want to be a part of this? You want to be part of the big boys? Then fucking man up.
What if they just scratch the DPs too? Would that
Just
help or
let the
no?
ownership do
Can
whatever
they
the
not
fuck
just
they
say
want.
fuck it and pay whoever you want? Like at this day and
I think
age,
that sucks to be.
you know
They're
what?
trying to be nice to all the owners that don't want to spend money.
Yeah, it's like, do we need to have the designated players? Like, if you want to spend on your team in the MLS at this point, I think that should be applauded,
100%.
I agree.
right?
you
It's
go on-
like if your owner has fucking money and he's willing to pay for these players, why not? You'd get more players too. Like whether people like it or not, if Inter Miami had fucking unlimited, Paul Pogba would be playing for like all these other teams could at least offer something to these guys. Like Cristiano, apparently he's re-signing, but there's a chance he could have signed with an MLS team if you were allowed to just pay whatever you want as an owner.
and you're right, because that's well, you have the financial fair play now, right? But still, like what they've done here in the MLS, the infrastructures, the jobs, and what they're doing, they'll have the ability to fucking spend that on players
Yes.
because it backs up by what they're doing and what they're developing in the club. That's where you just say, hey, let them go. And the organizations that don't want to spend the money, or then guess what? Sell it to someone else that wants to invest in football. There's plenty of fucking owners that love the game and probably don't like the organization of the single intent. Like you look at the USL, they're all individual owners. Promotion, relegation. Honestly, I hope they get all these big time fucking owners. And we have a former agent of mine. He's already in relationships with Premier League teams that are investing in the USL.
Yeah.
Because one, they can do deals directly. They can invest in a club here, build it up, and then sell players back to back. Like, so there's no funny business. Where the MLS, it's more of it's a shit show, right? I think they pivot and push all this money to the USL and them following the FIFA sanction. I think they could give the MLS a run for the money. With TV deals and all that, if they got it all sorted out, you'd start attracting that. I don't know. I have a sour taste in my mouth because the league is doing so well, but it's also fucking taking advantage
It's not
of.
going. It's not. It's doing well, but it's not moving forward for the players.
Yeah,
The
we're just,
league's moving forward, but it's not helping the players at all.
and that's where, I mean, Brek and I were in that generation where it's like they just looked over the American players. We're nothing to them. Like they'll go off and spend money and invest in players that are South America and pay them double, triple the amount. But they look at the value of an American player and they're like, oh, it's okay. He'll eat dog shit. And literally, that's what they think. Because then when we
100%.
we go over to abroad and they go, oh, by the way, your buyout is $3 million. Well, how come when I was renegotiating, you only offered me like $250,000 max because that's what you valued me at, and then you're trying to ask for $5 million now? How does that make any sense? And that's where it's just like, it's this league was built on hard workers, and I think that the MLS players need to step up and like do something drastic because the Players Association are not doing anything about it, and it's actually insane.
That is wild. I bet you a lot of people don't have any idea because I would have never known. Like I would know. I don't think anybody really knows what it's like because
And I'm sure there's more.
you don't really hear players speak on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've never heard anybody from MLS really come out and be like, "This is bullshit."
because they'll probably say like now, oh, the players were going to get a bonus. They're going to get a bonus. What? Like a bonus? Let's be real. Okay, you put the bonus between like their group, and it should be like a split screen. Okay, the group, whatever MLS team is in, right, and get the bonuses for each club for just their participation, right? The participation medal and what they're going to get, and then if they make it out of the group, the bonus that they're going to get from that, and then you see the bonus that the players would have gotten.
Yeah.
Dude, you made more money going to the MLS Cup than you were fucking. No, actually, you made shit. 14,000. It was like what you make it to the MLS Cup final. 14 when I was there.
If you win it,
If you won it, it was
Yeah.
14 grand. Think about that. That's insane. And on the weekend for a match for bonuses, you're making. Win bonus is £10,000, if not more.
yeah,
You finish at a club, you're walking away like, and that's where the promotion relegation is so important because guess what? If the club finishes in the top 10, that's money in the basket for them.
yeah.
TV revenues, that's an extra 50 million. Oh, if you get,
It's more like 100.
yeah,
Well, that's what makes it so intense too. Like the end of the year,
100%.
it's like you're fighting for your
Yes.
life, man. That's part of it. So even if it was just one team from the West and one from the East, I think it would change it as long as think about some of those USL stadiums though. I guess that is kind of their argument if they aren't up to snuff to have an MLS team.
I mean, but that's where,
But if they get promoted, they can figure it out.
yeah,
But that's where it's like what you were saying, like promotion relegation, like the games would become more serious or money for points per game. Like
Yeah.
a win, obviously 3 points, you get a certain amount of money. A tie, you get a certain amount. Loss, you don't get anything. So that would make games more serious. MLS has this, it's not talked about, but this feeling where you just lose, you can lose a bunch of games because it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is be the 9th spot to get into playoffs, 50% of the conference, and you're fine. And do well there, you're just as good as the team that won the Supporters Shield. Nothing matters.
Yeah, look at Atlanta last year.
Finish the year strong and you're good.
Atlanta knocked out fucking
Yeah.
Inter Miami first. And it's like, what? Also, why is the first round 3 games? And then there's that I don't understand that.
More TV.
more TV.
It's just the first round that's 3, and then the rest is 1.
Was it 1 or 2?
Or
Home and away?
That's the 3.
That is insane.
Well, you know
Changes
what's
every
crazy?
year, Gumpy.
It does. It does.
Hey,
It wasn't
Gump.
3 games
Seriously.
before, dude. I
You know
don't
what was-
remember that at all.
The craziest story that or it was the craziest shock that I had. I remember we're in the bus and we're going over to Old Trafford, and I looked over at Shawcross and he's going through it, kind of like what Mark Hughes would do. He'd break up the season in segments of like, all right, we have 6 games
Points.
here, we have 5 games here, and like try to maximum points. We need, okay, we have 6 games. Let's try to get 12 points. Minimum 12 points.
Yep.
And you're like, and depending on the fixtures or which team we're playing, you're like, oh, maybe it was 6 points and you had fucking 5 games, right? But they're top competition.
Yep.
And by the end, our goal was to get over 58 or whatever. It was guaranteed us top 10, and safety was a particular number, right? And each month you work your way down. You're like, okay, we hit our goal, and then we picked up a few extra points because throughout the season you'll drop points here and there, but you'll pick some up in later on. And I remember we're on the bus, and he goes, "Fuck, we just need to get a good solid point here." And I looked at him like, "Yeah, we want to get 3 points." And he goes, "Yeah, but we just play smart. We need to get a fucking point."
Yep.
So we get a point, and then we have a home game next weekend. He said, "That's 4 points. We're fucking starting off the season good." And I was like, and I was never exposed to that. I like never in that thought process. You know, like I'm in the MLS college. You know, like, hey, I want to win every game. Yeah, like we wanted to win against Man United away, but it was like, don't fucking get beat.
Yeah.
It's 0-0. Keep your structure, keep your shape. Make sure you're hard to defend. Hey, we get out a point. This is a massive point. This point could be the difference maker of us being top 10 or 11th place, and you lose out 50 million. And how important that was. And I didn't understand that until when I moved over there. And then you kind of go through those exercises throughout the season. You're like, shit, this is actually brilliant to think about in a perspective. Where in the MLS, it's like, lose, no big deal. Like, I never lost so much when I went to Cincinnati. We had guys that didn't give a shit. I was stopping fucking 5-6 breakaways a game, and guys were like on the bus laughing, joking around, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, there was no
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get into the playoffs, and you're in the same position as anyone else.
Yeah, what the fuck was the league
I got to make a
title?
note on that, Jeff. That was an older Man U team. So if you were going there today, you'd be like,
Yeah,
we're getting fucking
take
3
fucking
points.
three,
Yeah, you're getting
brother.
3 points.
Man.
I mean, we did that against Van Hall, like when he was there, like when we win, we beat Man United. Our first time we beat Pep fucking away. I'll never forget it. We buckled down, defended, Mama Diop scored a counter attack, and we were screaming, we were like, holy shit. And the following year we lost 7-3, bro. It was like shark in water, dude.
Fucking 6-1 against Liverpool, too.
And 6-1 against Liverpool.
God damn. Now fucking Crouchy's out on the golf course fucking.
Oh, what a video that was.
In front of the clubhouse.
Dude.
You see his Twitter? He said, guys, please respect me. Stop tweeting this.
Please stop it. What a
He tried to swing so smooth just to get it on the club
What
face
a
and just
fucking
hold it.
legend, dude. I
Shank.
fucking love that guy.
Oh, he's brilliant.
I am interested to see what happens with what this Cristiano deal for is in Saudi.
That's crazy.
So is he staying with the same team or is he moving teams?
No, he's staying with the same team now. So there was a rumor he was going to go to the other Saudi team that was in the Club World Cup.
Just to play in it.
It was an electric week where everyone was like, he's just going to sign
Yeah.
with the team to play in the Club World Cup. It's like,
So
he should sign
can't
with a
be getting
team
more
for
money,
2
can he?
fucking weeks. There's
But
no
wasn't
way.
don't you remember, like, didn't they announce, like, his contract is going to be, like,
Yeah,
absurd?
There's no, and they haven't won shit
It's
either.
already absurd.
Dude,
I
that
know.
team hasn't won anything.
But didn't one of the guys come, I think it was the president of the club, saying, like, we're still continuing negotiations, like, what he's done for this country.
Oh, yeah, it's massive.
And
But they,
what he's doing for the sport itself it's probably like what Messi's done here in the States.
but they got a bunch, like they got him and Mane on that team, and then I think the team that won the league at least had Benzema and a few other guys on there. I thought Mahrez is too young to be over there, dude. He could still be playing somewhere in
He's
the
a ball.
EPL,
He's a
man.
baller, man.
Dude, he was unbelievable at Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
Still
Yeah.
did it in
Bird.
City. I'm interested to see what happens because Pep said Grealish is probably going to be gone. I'm interested to see where he goes.
Saying I've seen like what links to Forest, right?
You know where I'm thinking he could go? What about Tottenham? Right?
Well, who's going to be the coach?
If that's true, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, dude. That would be the most Spurs thing of all time.
Honestly,
I fucking
God,
love Big Ange
that would be
too.
insane.
I'm like a massive fan of Big Ange. And
I mean, if he gets fired for winning and the guy at Man U stays after that record, it's like, what's going on?
dude, man, and they might be selling Bruno to Saudi too. Apparently, there's a massive offer in for him. I don't know what that team does, dude.
I mean,
They're losing in fucking China right now, giving up goals to Hong Kong. What? How are they still
I'm
playing?
Bruno. I'm
They
fucking on the
took-
first flight to Saudi.
So they just had that shit year, no time off, straight to fucking Asia to play. It's like,
But
feels like these guys might need a break to fucking relax.
if I'm Bruno, I'm saying, hey, let's go. Get me out. Like,
100%.
seriously. Why wouldn't he go?
He's still getting ragged on every week when he's out there, probably the best, most consistent player in the team.
Dude, he's unbelievable too. Like he's trying to put the team on his back. There's just the more I watch that Hoyland play, it's buddy.
Bro, I said
How did anyone sign off on $75 million for that, dude? It's insane. And they still owe players that they've bought $300 million.
who's the
Yeah, is
fucking
that players
manager?
or
That's all I'm gonna say.
fees for transfer?
Fees
the
to other
manager
clubs.
Made that all those signings.
It's your favorite gaffer, Eric Ten Hag, you love. You said he was great.
He was.
Can you
And you know
explain
what?
why was he so good at Ajax? Just because they have a fundamental system, throw the youth all the way up, and they just so you got lucky one year, had a great squad, or what? You can't just be. I don't understand how a coach is in one system and does so well, and then
you
moves,
get
and
all
it
this
just
money.
buys
to
everyone he
spend,
wants,
too.
and he can't do anything.
But
Well, I think there's a difference. Ajax, you have a system. You have young players that you're from that. Like, you understand the system, and you're the dictator, right? Now he's stepping into a fucking big club. And now Ajax is a massive club, but they have a system and a culture there, right? Yeah. He's stepping into a shit show at Man United already, right? And you're dealing with big stars with different personalities, and now he has the arrogance of, like, I mean, we know, like, the Dutch mentality, it's this way or that way. That there's no negotiating, it's nothing. It's like they're very straight line, and they're very direct. And we played a lot with a lot of Dutch players. It's actually insane. Mark Hughes would say, "Hey, Eric, follow the player, back post." And he'd be like, "Yeah, but they just scored off you." "No, stay with your fucking runner." He'd be like, "Well, tactically, we didn't pressure enough in the midfield."
Yeah, it wasn't my fault.
He always had an answer for everything.
It was insane.
Dude.
But I think I just look at you and go, okay, you had all those players that you wanted, and you fucking failed. And you got sacked, and now you let this...
Well, the coach is now having out now, because if you come in and you have this style you play, now you say, well, I don't have my players. So now these teams spend all this money, and then if it doesn't work and they've spent all this money with that coach, like, that's what fucking Amarim's saying. He said, these are Ten Hag's players. These aren't mine. Well, what happens when you...
Henri talked about that the other day, saying that it takes 4 transfer windows for a new coach to come in to get out the players that he doesn't want and in the players that he does want. And then he's got to build.
Dude, it's also like, how about you fucking coach?
Yeah.
You know, I get...
Henri wasn't the best coach either, so...
Dude, yeah, I know. I'm Monaco. I get.
A player, though.
I love how it's like, yeah, him, and then you got Gary Neville talking shit.
Yeah, they're telling everyone what to do.
Guy was at Valencia for a fucking month, dude, giving up 7 goals. I thought that was awesome that Forrest did that. Did you see this for the last game of the year? They banned him for the fucking crowd.
I didn't understand why.
Because he told him
why?
He told the owner, they told him to get rid of the owner and that the coach should quit after that shit blew up on the field. So they said, fuck you.
You should walk out.
You're not coming to fucking announce the game. I thought it was brilliant, dude. I thought that was hilarious.
I mean, he has the right. He's the fucking owner of the club.
What about
right.
Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. He's running on the field with his iPhone 7. He doesn't give a shit. What about the end of that? How Aston Villa's season ended, man?
Oh, what about? I mean, dude, that referee's getting, like, surely that's just wrong. Like,
you know, these refs are taught, just don't blow the whistle anymore either. You got linesmen waiting 5 minutes to put up their flag for offside. You know, that's what they're told now. Just don't blow it dead, because if you blow it dead, we can't go back. Just let it go, and we can always go back and look and fix it. And then it's like, man, that's so much money.
And I saw that a lot this past weekend. Even in Champions League final, you're like, those sprints. I mean, as a defender, when you're going, you're like, he's fucking offsides by a mile.
Dude.
And then you're like having to go, and you're like, I hope I don't pull my hamstring. Please don't. I want to pull my hamstring. And then all of a sudden, like, the guy puts his flag up, and you're like, you couldn't have fucking done that earlier.
It drives me nuts watching it, dude. I'm like, that guy.
But it's tiptoeing a fine line, right?
Yeah.
I do want them to play and score, but players can get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
But then in the second half, the one, I forget who was through, it was like he was on sides, and everybody thought he was off. They put and he just let it go. He ended up missing it, but he was fucking on sides. And I go, in your head, you're like, I guess that's why you have to play it out. It sucks for the defender, but it's the right way. And the fucking referee, Aston Villa. I mean, and you remember we were saying how fucking good they were playing, and just they were fun to watch.
Yeah, and now that team, like, they're gonna lose players now too. Like, that team's never gonna be together again.
They're gonna start.
Is Rashford going back?
He went back to United, and they want $40 million for him.
He can be like, I can't stay here.
No, I don't think anybody can say that. Anthony said he was like couldn't leave his house in United. He was that miserable.
What about Garnacho? Whoa, what he said with the
I need to know more about that story.
Cameron just fucking like having a laugh. It's like I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Roberto would be like, try to get a fucking job after getting so shit.
I don't know if you're in any position to be laughing at players, dude. Garnacho is like, out of all the United players, I rate Garnacho pretty high.
Yeah.
Of guys that you would want to keep.
But unless like the thing is behind closed doors, he could be the laziest fucking guy. He could be a headache, like just does the complete opposite of the manager and just causes problems. And then on the weekend he goes, "Oh, woe is me! I can't believe I'm not playing," or whatever. And then the fans think the manager's an asshole. Well, look at his work ethic and training. I don't know, but what he came out publicly and slaughtered him. You're like, dude, there was no. He just took the muzzle off and went hard.
It literally never ends either. United, there's just every day it feels like something's popping off. They signed that guy from Wolves. That's gonna help. He's very good. I like him, but it's like what kind of team comes back? How many of those guys are there? And how much money do you have to spend to bring other players in? Man City's about to spend another $1 billion after all their charges. It's
fuck. I mean, if I'm Man United, you got to go back to like old school, fucking solid, like good, hard nosed defenders, and you got to
don't look anywhere but the championship. Just pull some players.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
And literally, like,
work their ass off.
Get dynamic wingers that are like fast, energetic. Take players on, get in the box, and you spend your money on a fucking target forward, and you get someone in the midfield. You get 3 or 4 players there, like you're gonna spend your money on. Get rid of all the other guys that you don't want to be there, but you have to get an actual number 9.
You're gonna have to overpay, man.
Fucking score goals.
You're gonna have to overpay for everybody too, because you're shit.
Yeah.
Bruno leaves. Man United's gonna buy McTominay back.
A Serie A player of the year, dude. McTominay.
They're going to have a statue of him.
He's loving life. He's got a cigarette in his mouth, dancing with the people.
Dude, they sold that guy to fucking... What about Napoli? Sold that guy to PSG in January, too. Still wins the league. He's like their best player. The Conte masterclass, dude.
I love him, man.
He's staying now, too. There was rumors of him leaving. He's staying. They're saying Inzaghi is going to take that Saudi deal. $25 million a year.
They said it's 20 after the final now.
Yeah, it should be 15, maybe. That was my worry with Inter when I was betting that game. I was like, this Inzaghi's leaving, I mean, it is kind of an interesting situation.
I don't think anyone there could be mad at him if he's going to go take 25 mil.
Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, he's been there, what, 5 years, 4 years?
Yeah.
He's put in a good shift.
What's the longevity of a manager now? Like 2 to 3 years max.
Fucking Arne Slot's about to put in a decade at Liverpool.
Max, yeah. Max.
Arne Slot.
Most managers 6 months.
Arne Slot's spending money like it's going out of style. Fenway Sports Group, they're just like, whoever you want, bring them in.
Well, shit, they haven't spent for years.
They haven't. Frimpong they got already. Wirtz is close. Kirke's close. So I mean, it's gonna be they're going to lose some guys too, though, man. Like Luis Diaz is leaving, who I've always kind of rated.
Barcelona?
I think it's Saudi. I always rated him higher than other people because I think people just maybe they don't watch the whole game. They're like, well, he doesn't score all the time. It's like, wait, man,
weren't you fucking slaughtering him? Like, who are you?
4 episodes ago.
What's that?
Who else?
Nunez.
Oh yeah.
Nunez. Diaz, like, no, he's going to Saudi too. But, like, Diaz really affects the game the way he plays, man. Like, he's always on the ball running at players.
Yeah, but he's a guy that can change it like that, like just
Yeah.
anytime the ball gets to him, he can go by 2 or 3 players like it's nothing.
But Man City's going to have a whole new squad again. Like, they're going to load up too. So
Who do you think? Roger? How do you think that he's going to fit in? Like, is he going to be back 100%? Like,
I mean, to start the season, that's how they'll do it.
Is Foden with the England team?
Who?
Is Foden with the England team right now?
Who?
I don't think so.
He needs a break. Get him fresh.
He needs a break, all right.
Is Stones is with England right now,
Stones
right?
is there. Jude is there. Fucking Hendo's back. Fucking the old firm. Trent, I'm sure, is there. I was glad. I was glad how that all.
Talk about this. We need to talk about this.
I was glad how that all ended. That was cool.
Yeah,
it was. It was. Klopp said his piece. Some people were pissed off at it. It is what it is. Usually, when Klopp speaks, people listen in Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's how it's always going to be. And it was cool to get. He said he wanted to play. Told Slot he wanted to play. Subbed on at half. Affected the game. Got his proper send off. I thought that was a really cool moment, man. It was like sad too as a Liverpool fan. I know I've said it a million times, but like to watch him leave at 26, it is sad, dude.
Yeah.
Because
he was kind of breaking down on the bus and stuff, right?
Well, he's one of our own too. Like I've said it a million times. Liverpool fans protected him. When anybody said he was a shit defender at England or here or there, it was like, no, he's not. Like they always stood up for him. So I think it was cool to get the send off that he deserved. Do I think he should be leaving? No, I wish he would stay, but obviously he wants to go to Real, and it is what it is, man. I think Frimpong will be a nice replacement for him, and I like Connor Bradley too. So it was cool to see him get the send off that he deserved because he did accomplish a lot for Liverpool.
And I think that was like it came heated emotions, all of it in the beginning. Like you said, with his brother, all that kind of stuff was coming out. And
that's how it's supposed to be, though, man. Sports are emotional, man. People care.
Of course,
whether you think he should have got booed or not, in the moment, those fans were like, "Fuck this."
And at the end of the day, hey, transfer fee, you might not get a transfer.
10 mil, 10 mil for a couple weeks early.
Trent.
First game, hey, we'll be there. First game in Miami, Real Madrid tarp. Can't wait. Boots on the ground. Oh man.
Shit, man. No. What else? Who was the other?
Do we think Andy Carroll's showing up in Kerry? Have you seen him down there, Brek?
Not yet. That's our old squad, by the way.
Oh, that's your old team with Stephen Ireland and them?
Yeah.
Stevie would be like, hey, I got like this guy. Or like, yeah, okay. And none of them showed up.
None of them showed up. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up. But if he does show up, he's going to be an animal in this.
We got eyes on that Bournemouth squad.
The what?
Not yet, but
Bournemouth, we play them first game, 10 a.m. Come on, Geoff. Jeez.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Well,
I mean, Joe's
I'm just trying to get a head count for our whole team, all right? You know what I mean? Make sure I got
it. Hey, we're CONCAFA.
We got fucking two.
I know, but
we got two full lineups. 10 a.m.'s an early one.
Hey.
Poking Gordo Gerson with a stick.
Meaty, Zach, Justin.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be bringing it.
I'm excited to see Ruggles go to work. I was watching some highlights on him. He's filthy, dude.
He's a machine, huh?
Well, on that note, we'll get out of here. Let's fucking bring it home, boys.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
See you guys down there tomorrow night. We appreciate you all listening, following along. We'll see you next time. Cheers.